Hello and welcome to the project. Today we're going to build an electric mountain board by harvesting parts from a Blades XTR 250 watt scooter. And enjoy. I hope that you can build one of your own. Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to convert an electric scooter and make an electric skateboard out of it. Here's some of the tools that you're going to need. I prefer the DeWalt drill, the cordless one, the lithium one. That's the one in the background there. I have used that so much and it's been super helpful. You're going to need a Sawzall or a reciprocating handheld saw. This one's a Ryobi brand. Whatever, just get one that's super durable. You're going to need a metal blade on the end of that, a metal cutting blade. And then you're going to need assorted tools, and most likely you have a killer tool set if you're going to be doing this project. So if you don't, and you're handy, go get yourself a set of tools. You deserve it. Okay, see you in a bit. This is the board that I purchased off of eBay. It is an MBS mountain board, and it came with a couple things on it, all of which I took off. But basically it's got some pretty high-tech gear on it, and it has a deck that I'm a little worried about because it has some flex, and if I mount some things to the bottom of it, I'm not sure if that will work properly or if it will try and bend the metal, but maybe the metal that I mount with it will add some stability. But you can see here these brackets are where the hand brakes were mounted, and it was basically like some sort of brake setup back here, and then these things right here were the rotors upon which the brakes pushed. And I'm going to use these brackets as where I'm going to mount my engine. And I'm going to take this wheel off, and I'm actually going to mount a sprocket where this disc brake is, or where the disc rotor is. And that may be a pain in the butt because you can see here that this has 3 screws or 3 bolts right there to mount that. And the rotor that I took off of this scooter thing here, this has 4, so I'm going to have to use a drill press to maybe knock out this center and then re-drill these holes and then mount this on the inside of the tire. These are some still shots of the scooter with all of the stuff being disassembled from it. I didn't record any video from this, so take a look, pause them if you'd like, and you can see how it was all taken apart, including removal of the battery and removal of the speed controller, removal of the engine and the sprocket, along with the rear wheel. Here's the sprocket. It was sawed off using the Sawzall, a reciprocating saw. Just put it in a vise. There's the handlebars and the electronic unit. The handlebars just unscrewed right at the stem. And there's the bottom plate. Okay, so here we are. We're about to take off the bottom of this blade scooter, and we're going to attach it. Well, first we just have to cut it off using our Sawzall. And when we do that, then we'll have a place to mount our battery equipment and our speed controller and on-off switch, etc. So we're going to put our earplugs on and cut that off. Now you may or may not be able to see this, but we cut right through the welds with our saw, and it went right through, not too difficult. And you can see over in the background, there is the board which we're going to mount all this stuff on. Okay, this is the piece that came off of here. Take a look at that. And it was welded in 4 points, and all 4 of those points were cut off. And boom, done. All gone. And this is the board. Let me just flip this around. This is where it's going to mount. I think probably right there. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out. I'm going to drill. So next I took this plate that holds the batteries and the electronics right here, and it had two little lips on it, or edges, whatever you want to call them, and they were bent up like this, or that's the way they were cut from the factory. And I basically just stuck them in the vise like so and bent it back so it had these little edges on both of the sides here. Should mount just like that and have plenty of space. Okay, I had to call an audible because I just looked at the batteries, and as you can see they're a good ½ inch too deep for this pan, so I'm either going to have to mount some sort of spacer right here and right there. I was trying to keep the profile as low as possible so it could fit under here as easily as possible without scraping the ground. Okay, so here we are again. I found some spacers that I had right here that were from a plasma TV or an LCD flat screen TV mounting kit, and I just had them in just left over. So it looks like if I use them and maybe a washer, I'll have enough clearance, as you can see, to make the bottom of the board. And here's the whole electronic system and batteries from the scooter mounted in that, or not mounted, but just set into that plate. And here's the 250 watt Blades motor. This thing's pretty cool. I know that there are boards out there that have 500 and 800 and even 1000 watt motors, but since all this stuff was just basically harvested from that other scooter, it makes it easier and it's cheaper. So, and all this plate and stuff, I just basically took this whole thing off, as you saw earlier. Unfortunately, there's only 3 of these items right here, so we're just gonna have to deal with that. I might just mount it in 3 places. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. Or I'll mount it this way. Maybe 1 in front and 2 in the back. There. Fantastic. So now I have to figure out how to mount this engine onto the back of here. That will be the next project. Here's everything put together. Well, gathered together. Just from top to bottom, lead acid batteries. This is the positive terminal, that's the negative terminal. This is obviously where the negative, or I suppose you would call this the ground here, plugs in there. Then the positive plugs in here. This is I'm not really sure the name of this unit, but obviously it has the recharger line, which is, this is the throttle, or the on-off switch line right here, and it goes all the way up to here, where's this clicker deal. And then this is the on-off switch plug and the recharger receptacle right there, and on-off switch here. And then that all gathers in here, and then the power goes to, I'm guessing since there's 2 wires, this is a 2-phase, and I'm going to guess this is a brushed 250 watt motor. Okay. And I'm going to try and figure out. This is the portion of the scooter frame where the engine was mounted, and next those will be cut off, and we'll try and figure out how to mount them right there where I'm pointing. And there will also be a mock-up for the metal that's mounted on those former brake caliper holders. Do it with just screwing it together, and hopefully it'll work out. But let me cut these off, and then I'll see what I have. Okay, tune in for part 2.